Hey, Matt, if I was going to ask you to guess how many comic books in 2025's top 20 comics sold were Marvel titles, what would you think?
Gotta be at least half.
What if I told you it was only one?
Holy f***. Marvel's cooked.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Guy Wozniak. You are watching the Comic Book Guy channel, and with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Matt.
Hey.
We got to talk about something today. The sales numbers for 2025 are kind of mind-blowing. We have the top 50 comics sold over the year of 2025 based on sales data from Comic Hub via ICV2. And what this is an aggregation of 125 different comic book stores' sales numbers. So a big sample size, but not from the publishers. It's not everything, but I think it's good information to discuss. And yeah, these numbers are going to shock you. But first, we got a giveaway to talk about.
Yes.
We have almost hit 10,000 subscribers. And as we have been telling you for the last 3 or 4 months now, when we hit 10,000 subscribers, we are giving away Wolverine miniseries issues 1, issues 2, issues 3, and of course, why not, issue number 4.
The full run.
The entire run of the Wolverine miniseries from 1982 by, who was the creative team again?
Who was that again? Some Frank something?
Yeah, Francis Miller.
It's something like that.
And Christoph?
Christopher Claremont, something like that.
Claremont or something.
Yeah, some guys. I don't know.
Yes.
Apparently they're pretty good.
We're giving away these books to one of you. We're probably going to hit 10,000 subscribers in the next, let's just call it 4 weeks or so,
Which
I
is
would guess.
blowing my mind.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone that has subscribed.
You guys are awesome. Thanks.
I posted a video last week, and you have to see that video to be in the giveaway, I don't know, the prize pool, if you will, to get these comic books. So go in the video history on the channel, find the video. It's got a picture of this right in the video thumbnail. You can't miss it. Watch that video, but more importantly, leave a comment on that video because the winner will be selected from the comments in that video. And yeah, I don't want you guys to miss it. So go check that out. Hurry before it's too late. Now, what are we talking about today, Matt? Comic book sales data.
Yes.
And it's ugly.
Yeah. When you first brought up the idea of doing this video and then you showed me some of these numbers, I was genuinely shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't follow like sales and things like that. There's another YouTuber, Perch, Comics by Perch. He used to do these sales breakdowns that were just really, at least to me, were incredibly interesting. But I know it's really hard to get concrete numbers anymore, so he doesn't do it as much.
Now, let's shock you guys even more. In the intro, we said there was only one comic by Marvel in the top 20, and I have the whole top 50 here, so we'll talk about top 50 numbers. But one in the top 20, and if I'm going to be fair, it's like a half, because it's Marvel/DC, Deadpool, Batman #1, the one-shot. It's not even like an entire Marvel comic.
And this is the top 20 for what?
Units sold for 2025.
For 2025?
Yep.
The entire year?
Yep.
Not just 1 month or 1 week? This is
all
the
of
entire year.
Yep. All of 2025 units sold. Number 2 on the list, Batman #1. And you're going to see a theme in that a lot of the stuff is #1s. In the top 20, maybe not as much, but in the top 50, a lot of #1s. That's obviously why they continuously reboot comics.
I'm just looking at this now, and this is crazy.
This is basically an absolute Batman list.
Yeah. DC is absolutely crushing it with their absolute world.
Now, let's quickly go over the whole top 50. Marvel has 8 titles out of 50, which is nearly just as bad as only one in the top 20.
Oh my God.
2 other titles are by independents. We have an Invincible book at number 4 and Mark Spear's Monsters at number 29. Everything else on the list is DC. And I wrote down the total numbers on the back here. 40 DC, 8 Marvel, 2 independents. 40 to 8.
What a complete turnaround. Marvel used to easily dominate the market.
Oh yeah, Marvel,
I mean,
and we have
Marvel was the bigger of the two. You know, the big two.
Yeah, we have some numbers to talk about previous years as well. We'll get to that in a minute. But what is your first take when you look at this list of just the top 20 here? And it's Absolute Batman 15, issue 16, issue 4, 5, 6, 7,
the
9,
number
8.
one title is it's Deadpool and Batman. Okay, so Marvel squeaked one in there
by doing a title with
by
Batman.
doing a title with Batman.
Yeah.
And Deadpool, arguably one of their most popular characters next to, I'd say, probably Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And the rest is, Batman. And then it's Batman, Deadpool again.
Probably a different cover.
In Invincible Universe Battle Beast, which I agree, that's a great read.
Is it? I haven't checked
Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
it's fun. It's just basically nonstop him fighting things.
Yeah.
It's basically nonstop action, which, hey, I can get behind that. Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's DCKO. Again, Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Flash, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute... Okay, you get the point.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman is an absolute juggernaut. Hey, that's an idea for Marvel. Absolute juggernaut. There you go. It's stealing my ideas, I'm sure.
I think it's safe to say that in 2025, DC won the Wednesday War.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
What went wrong for Marvel, in your opinion? Why is it such a one-sided butt kicking from DC this past year?
Well, I don't think it's something that happened overnight. I think it's been just a slow, gradual decline, down for Marvel for years. It's the quality of writing. It's the slow, long, drawn-out stories. It's the endless event after event after event. And they keep coming up with these events that no one gives a crap about.
Mm-hmm.
One World Under Doom, no one gave a crap about that. The whole Blood Hunt, no one gave a crap about that. Or Blood Hunt or whatever it was called. See, again, I don't even know because I don't care.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
It's just dull, boring events that, and after they're over with, everything's reset back to where everything was. So they're just meaningless, pointless. And who cares? You're not introducing any new characters. The only new stuff they're coming out with is variations of existing characters.
Oftentimes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I think we mentioned in another video, like if I'm a writer or artist, why am I going to come up with a new character to give to Marvel to farm for all this income when I'm not going to see a cent? I'm going to go off and I'm going to crowdfund my own stuff, or I'm going to go over to Image and create my own characters and stuff like that.
You want creator owned rights.
So a lot of the writers are getting are just absolute hacks. And, they get books canceled because of low sales, and then they just reboot the book and they put the same writer on the book.
You know what? Actually, I'll play devil's advocate on that statement. I'm not 100% sure I agree that the writers are hacks. I think that they're just phoning it in and getting their pay rate, and they probably, a lot of them are capable of doing much better stories and writing and creativity if they weren't being muzzled or held back by Marvel.
Then why don't they leave?
You got to build a resume, maybe? I don't know. Yeah,
some of them have been there for a long time.
I'm trying to be, devil's advocate.
Some of them have been there for a long time, and I think the reason they don't leave is because if they did try to strike out on their own and move to somewhere else, either no one would have them, and they would just fail miserably if they tried to produce their own stuff. Because I think they're terrible writers, and they're the only people willing to work for Marvel who pays these like sub-poverty wages to their writers.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard that from multiple sources that Marvel pays next to nothing, and that's why these are the people you're going to get that are willing to work for what they're willing to pay, and it's junk.
Let's go over a few points that I put down here on paper that I wanted to cover specifically as to why I think that they're losing. Number one, we have a kind of yin and yang of high prices and low quality, and two examples of this. Amazing Spider-Man number 11, just like arbitrarily was a double-sized issue for $7.99. And not every issue is $7.99, of course. Usually they're $4.99. But on the other side of that coin, so their prices are kind of high for what you're getting because the quality is kind of low. And this pains me to say it, but Amazing Spider-Man number 20, which I just read the other day, who John Romita Jr. is the artist on this title. Again, it pains me to say it, but is not very good art. I don't know if he's just phoning it in. I don't know if he's just phoning it in or if like he's in decline or what. But on top of that,
I will say this. a great inker can elevate the art and a bad inker can bring it down.
Well,
so maybe it's the inking. I don't know. I don't know who the inker is on that.
Here's part 2 of this story, and I'll show you the issue when we're done. I don't know which page exactly. Let's just arbitrarily say page 15 to page 16. The inking changed, and they have 2 inkers listed in the credits. Both are bad though, but it goes from one style of art to a completely different style of art mid-book. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Why would Marvel take their premier flagship comic, Amazing Spider-Man, and just say, screw it, who cares? That's effectively what they did. They said, screw it, who cares?
I'd have to see it before I really give my opinion on it, really.
You're going to vomit, I promise you. But point number 2, aside from the fact that the prices are too high versus the quality being too low.
Yeah.
Elevate the quality and I'm fine with the price. But point number 2, too many freaking titles. I was telling you this yesterday. I went on my comic book seller's website because I don't have a local store. I have to buy everything online. And I said, show me every title from February to March 1st. 70 titles from Marvel that month. I mean, what do you say?
That is like the old flood the shelves mentality.
Most of it is inconsequential crap that's going to get discontinued inside of 10 issues.
That's literally throwing crap at the wall and seeing what sticks. And then in this case, you're throwing crap at a comic shelf and seeing what sells.
Yeah, pretty much. Next up, though.
I mean, do they only care about quality? I mean, quantity over quality? I mean, that seems to be the case.
That's a good way to put it. Quantity over quality. That is the Marvel way now.
That's what it looks like.
My next point, everything seems to be temporary, whether it's ongoing series getting rebooted constantly or everything's just a mini series and they're only committed to it for 4 or 5 or 6 issues.
Yeah.
Why isn't it like the good old days where, issue number 200, 201, 202, 300, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know that anybody wants a new number 1 every 12 months. And here's why. Because for a new number 1 to matter, the status quo has to change.
Yes.
And it's never changing the status quo.
No.
It's just in an attempt to sell a new number 1.
Yeah, because the number 1 picks up where the final issue of the previous series ended.
Always.
Picks right up.
Yeah.
Without, missing a beat.
I would try to get back into X-Men. I told you about this.
And a lot of times they have the same writer.
Yeah, right. But I tried to get into X-Men, like I told you, and I had no idea what was going on. It was number 1, X-Men number 1, 2024, or 2023, whatever.
Yeah, it might have been it might as well have been issue 27.
It may as well have
whatever.
been.
Yeah.
Which, at least in that scenario, I know where to go to find the previous stories. Oh, yeah. I'll just go get issue 26. Yeah. Now it's like, what do I have to go find? You don't even know.
Oh, don't you love when they change the title slightly so you're not even sure to find out what happened before,
you don't know where the continuity.
X title you had to pick up because, of course, there's 50 different X titles at any given point.
Yeah, you can't follow the continuity when they do that. That's annoying as hell.
Yeah. So, yeah, I could see why people are dropping off Marvel. And for you, those are going to say, oh, you're just old men yelling at clouds and stuff. There are really good Marvel books out there. Well, I got to tell you, the overwhelming majority of people would disagree with you based on these numbers.
Correct. What about this? We talked about this on other shows before. And this is a question, not necessarily a statement. Are Marvel's current modern Marvel readers, are they prone to wait for the trade paperback? Have they been trained to just wait for the trade paperback now?
It's funny you say that because I have seen in a lot of our comments of our videos where they have that exact way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm not going to bother buying these monthly titles. I'll wait for the trade.
Yeah.
They will wait and see how the title is doing, if there's good word of mouth about it. And then if so, then they'll just pick up the trade. A lot of people say that. We've had a lot of people leave that in the comments before. So that seems to be a trend right now, is people just waiting for the trade.
Is that good for Marvel? Is that good for comics collectors? Is that good for the industry in general, do you think? I don't know. I'm not suggesting that I have the answer.
Typically, they're making more money on individual floppies than they would on a trade. I don't know the cost of... I guess you'd have to get into how much does it cost to make 6 individual issues rather than the cost of making one trade, because I know that if I were to buy the individual issues and then buy the trade's cheaper for me.
Usually.
I don't know what the cost of producing those are and what their profit margins might be. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They might it might be the same for them to make those, floppy versus trade. I don't know.
Now, here is probably the main point as to why Marvel is losing the Wednesday war. And it's just simply that the way I put it is DC sucked all the air out of the room with Absolute Batman, the main title, and this DC KO event that they're doing that everyone seems to love.
Do you think the people at DC saw this coming?
I don't know.
Or do you think they're as surprised as everybody?
They sold in Absolute title units last year, allegedly, according to DC, 8 million copies.
Man.
I mean, now, back in the way good old days, like of Spider-Man #1 and X-Men #1 from the 90s, like 8 million copies was like a normal Wednesday. But like nowadays, 8 million copies over the entire year is a big number.
You know what? I got to say, my hat's off to you, DC. My hat's off to you. The minds behind this Absolute universe. I mean, well done. Well done.
Well, I'll say this. I don't like it as a fan of comics and as a reader of the stories.
Yeah, I've never been a DC guy. I always thought DC stood for dorky comics.
Right.
I was brought up, that way. Dorky comics. Who reads those? So I've been a big Marvel guy. But, I mean, DC's been crushing it, man. You guys are doing great work, man. My hat's off to you.
Your question, though, did they see it coming? Did they know? I don't know. I mean,
they had an idea like what they were cooking up and how well it was going to do?
I think when it kicked off, they were like, "Oh, let's double down and triple down on this." I'm sure they were Absolute Flash, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute everything. I'm sure because what was Batman the first one? I assume it was.
Yeah, I would have to think that like the writers and artists and the people involved in making the book, like the inker and the everything, they saw this and they're like, you know what, this is going to be something big. This is going to hit.
Yeah.
I would, because I mean, honestly, and there's some people that like they over criticize their own work. I mean, I do that. Super critical of your own work and like, oh God, this is going to suck. Oh, people are going to hate it, and then all of a sudden it explodes. I'd be really interested to know what the teams behind these books were thinking when they were putting these things out, if they were worried about it or if they knew they had a hit,
Yeah.
I'd be really interested to hear.
I haven't heard an interview or anything from anybody within the inner circle there, so I'm not sure. Interestingly, though, I did want to mention, so in the entire top 50, Marvel had 8 titles, and let's just tell you what those 8 titles are, since it's such a short list. The Deadpool Batman, and I'm going to count that as half a title because it's half DC's property. Yeah. But then they had at 22, Ultimate Wolverine, #1. All of these are almost all #1s, by the way. So they obviously are just leaning into the idea of let's reboot it as many times as we can and get those #1 sales.
And this only just further propagates that. They're like, oh my God, we had a #1 on the top 50 list. Let's keep doing that. That seems to be working.
Unfortunately.
Big picture, it absolutely is not working.
Right, you're not selling #2s and 3s and 4s and 5s and 6s.
There's no #2s on this list.
Just put #1 on.
There's one number 16.
Just put #1 on every single issue.
Yes.
Why don't they do that?
Yeah, why not? Let's do that.
But at 22, Ultimate Wolverine. At 25, Amazing Spider-Man #1, the reboot. At 32, One World Under Doom #1, which is, I believe, a miniseries, right?
That was an event book, which I'm surprised that's made the list.
42, Godzilla vs. Spider-Man #1. That's for sure a miniseries.
Come on, Spidey versus Atomic Breath? I don't know. Come on, man.
46, Marvel Rivals #1. That's based on the video game. Yeah. It's like a crossover with the video game stuff, I guess. Number 47, Ultimate Spider-Man #16, and they just canceled Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, everyone loved. I thought. I didn't think it was great. I read the first story arc, but like,
of course they did.
That was Hickman, right? Wasn't Hickman the author? I
have no idea. I didn't read it.
I thought everyone loved it, and they're canceling that.
We read the first 6 and reviewed it, and we were bored out of our pants.
And then number 48, Fantastic Four #1, one of the many Fantastic Four reboots. That's it. That's all they have on the entire top 50. I don't know what to say. Well, here's what I know what to say. This is not a recent phenomenon, and I got data from previous years. So let's compare 2024 versus 2025. In 2024, Marvel had in the top 50, same list, this aggregation of 125 comic book stores.
Okay.
32. They went from 32 down to 8 in the top 50. DC went from 11 in 2024 up to 40.
They introduced the Ultimate, the Absolute Universe.
All the Absolute stuff. Yeah. And then Independence went from 7 to 2. I don't know, maybe 2024 was a strong year for Independence. I'm not sure what came out. And you're thinking, okay, well, that's just 1 year. Well, let's go back another year. 2023, Marvel had 30, 32 and 24, 30 in 2023. DC had 15, and other was Independence is 5. So I didn't want to go back year after year after year. My impression is that generally speaking, over almost all of eternity, Marvel has dominated the top 50.
You see like them hovering around the same numbers.
Yeah, like a 2/3 market share to 1/3 market share.
Such a drastic change in the last year. That's crazy. That is crazy.
So the question is, a lot of people have said or suggested like, oh, Marvel's dead, Marvel's collapsed, Marvel's over. I mean, last year was a bad year, but do you think they're actually done? Are they actually cooked? What's your...
Oh, no.
What do you think? Are they going to recover? Can they recover?
I don't think they're ever like you're going to see Marvel Comics for a very long time. They're going to keep making comics because they get propped up by their parent company and stuff.
The mouse.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I've seen other people talk about this. Perch, Comics by Perch, that guy, and somebody suggested that Marvel Comics, their publishing line, doesn't even register with them because they either bring in so little or lose so little that they don't really care.
It's like a rounding error on their profit margin sheet or whatever.
We're not talking about like the profit they would make from their parks, which really props up Disney, is all the money they make from their parks. That's the big money maker.
Yeah.
And their movies, which haven't been doing great lately.
Merch, I'm sure they do well with.
Yeah, they do merch and stuff like that. And I'm sure their comic department, no one even really cares what goes on over there.
I'm guessing they treat it, and this is just, some uninformed opinions. I'm guessing they treat it like an incubator program. Maybe a good idea a good idea comes out of it every once in a while. You know?
Maybe. Who knows what the thinking is behind this? But yeah, Marvel's cooked, man. I mean, they're doing terribly, terribly bad.
They're not just cooked; they're well done.
What gets me is they don't seem to care. They're not really doing seemingly anything to course correct, Well,
let's talk about that. What can Marvel do to rebound in 2026 and beyond?
Is there anything?
I've got a few ideas here. Rebuild Polis Trust. And what I meant by that when I wrote that down was commit to longer runs with less reboots and less shorter series relaunches. Stop renumbering just for that little sales boost. Unless I said before, like there is a true status quo. Like when we went from Ultimate Spider-Man with Peter Parker to Ultimate Spider-Man with
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales.
Okay, yeah.
I just had a complete brain freeze there. Like in that scenario, it was a true status quo change.
Yes.
We had Peter Parker as Spider-Man for 100 and whatever that was, 40 issues or so. And then the mantle was passed over to Miles Morales, and that made sense to do a new number one.
Sure.
But that was after 100 and some odd issues.
Yeah.
But most importantly in this series of points, I think, is earn the trust of the consumer back by publicly announcing your long-term creative plans so that we can plan our pocketbook around expectations that are realistic. You know what I mean? Like right now, and I've done this a couple of times and gotten burned by it, I have subscribed to titles and come to find out it's not an ongoing series. It's going to be a mini series. They just decided midstream to cancel it
because of low sales. I'm sure. Yeah.
So they really need to build trust with the consumers. I think. I mean, I don't know. What do you got? What do you think they can do to rebound?
Fire everybody from the top down, because what they've been doing is wrong. Right? They've been doing things the wrong way. So you need to fire everybody, basically, and start from scratch. You need to bring in proven talent, people that have consistently written good stories and with great artwork that have a track record of sales. That's what you need to do.
Do those people want to work with Marvel anymore, though?
I wouldn't. For what they're currently paying people, you need to slim down your line. The 70 books a month is just idiotic.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is common sense stuff. Slim down your line of titles.
How many would be, as a fan, as a collector, as a reader, what do you think would be a reasonable number?
20, 25 a month?
I'd give them 30. I'd go up to 30.
Okay.
Certainly there's not more than 30 good ideas out there, is there?
Yeah, pay your people what you think what they're worth. Not what you think they're worth, what they're worth.
Yeah.
And you pay better, you're going to get better people. That's how that works.
What about this novel idea? Give the creators, in movies, I think they call it points on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Give them some creative ownership. Not to do anything with those characters, but hey, this character is going to be in a movie. Here's a few $1 million. Hey, this character is going to get used for something.
Yeah, why not? Profit sharing.
Profit sharing.
Some, rights to that character. They come up with a new character, and it turns out to be like, make you $1 billion on the back end. Give them some rights to that character and stuff. You're absolutely right. Give them some creative rights to that.
I mean, I'm not talking about a ton of money. I heard that Sir Alec Guinness, is that his name? Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah.
He took like a percentage. He didn't get paid hardly anything, and he did very well for himself.
Oh yes. He talked about that interview.
Like, why can't you give the person that created whatever new character a percentage point or 2 or 3? Like, that's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, and pay these people what they're worth, because like I said, that's how that works. You pay people, a good wage, they're going to produce better stuff.
How about this? You'd mentioned fewer titles, and I totally agree. But reduce the event spam and make the universe more coherent and connected, but not dominated by events.
You need to have somebody like they back in the day. They had their Bible, in Marvel, and this is the continuity, and we do not stray from this.
Right.
That's it. This is the canon. This is not going to change. These are past events that we're not going to retcon, and things don't change. They did it here and there, very, it was, but it was done well in the past when they did do some retcons. Of course, bringing people back from the dead, things like that. That always happens in comics.
Mm-hmm. That's the standard soap opera.
But it was done well and with nuance,
It
wasn't ham-fisted. But definitely. Slim down your line of books. Pay the people what they deserve to be paid, and you're going to get talent that way, because then it becomes more competitive. You have, more people want fewer jobs, so that creates competition, and competition's always good for business.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Get some people that actually give a crap about the story and know what's going on in these titles, and has a sense of history on these characters, and knows, like you have a Bible to follow to guide you on the events going on and what's in the future. I mean, that you'd think that would make sense, but they don't seem to want to do that. I don't understand, because they're really, really focused on short-term gains over long-term goals, which is a huge mistake for any business.
No, they're focused on number ones, reboots, variant covers, events that force you to have to buy as many titles as possible. And I think that's it.
People are figuring it out. They're getting wise to your shenanigans, and they're dipping out.
And then, to the last point, which we mentioned already, is like, stop training by doing all of those things I just mentioned. You're training people to just wait for the trade paperback.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, can lead to really good stories. A long, drawn-out story isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
An entire 22-page issue of 2 people eating is a bad thing.
Yes.
And that's what we're getting. We're getting long, drawn-out stories that need to get crammed into a 6-issue trade paperback.
You had a writer that came up with that idea, wrote that book out. You had an illustrator who illustrated that entire book, and you had an editor who said, yeah, looks good. Let's crank this puppy out.
Uh-huh.
Are you kidding me?
And everyone just, in the entire book, is sitting there eating for 22 pages. In a
That's
Spider-Man.
a comic that should have never been made.
In a Spider-Man book.
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the problem is that, a problem is that, they're drawing out these stories. They're uninteresting. And I mean, people don't want to buy a $5 book every single month and not get anything for it. They'd rather just wait until the trade paperback comes out. What's crazy is
you have someone like Jonathan Hickman, who's a proven talent. He can do great work. I really get the feeling that he is giving them an outline of a story and then having someone else fill in the gaps, and they're just putting his name on it because he's the big name.
Oh,
that's what it feels like.
Could be. I don't know.
That's what it feels like. I have a sneaking suspicion the more and more stuff I read like that, because I know Jonathan Hickman can write good stuff. And when I see something like that by him, I'm like, this doesn't feel like Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah.
Because I've seen his past stuff. I know that's the impression I'm getting. He's giving them an outline like George Martin did with Game of Thrones.
Oh,
he
yeah.
gave them like an outline, and these like idiots had to fill in the blanks and just failed miserably.
a lot of blanks left unfilled.
I'm getting the same kind of vibes, man. Game of Thrones, Marvel's Game of Thrones season 7 and 8.
So I think this isn't going to be the long-term norm. I don't believe that DC is going to dominate Marvel year after year after year at a ratio of 40-8, or let's just call it 4-1.
I don't know, unless Marvel poaches a lot of their talent.
Here's the issue for me. And no offense to the DC fans out there, but other than Batman, DC doesn't have any interesting characters. I said it. There, I said it. I mean, Superman is kind of cool, but ultimately a terrible character because he's invulnerable. He has, like, his weakness is his love for people and stuff. He doesn't have, like, a real weakness.
Yeah.
All of their characters are obviously from an era of the 1930s and 40s and 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all kind of hokey in one way or another.
Yeah.
While they are nailing it with this complete reinvention of those characters with the Absolute Universe, by and large, I don't think that people like DC characters as much as they like Marvel characters.
I've actually heard the Absolute Green Lantern is pretty good too.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. People talk very fondly about that. Absolute Green Lantern is pretty good. But again, you look at all these titles.
It's all Batman.
Batman. You know, it's all Batman.
Yep.
I mean, and of Marvel's titles in the top 50, their big characters, Spider-Man, they got what? 1, 2.
Yeah. Well, they only really have like two concurrent ongoing Spider-Man books, Amazing Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man. So
Yes.
what are they going to do?
But all these are absolute Batman.
Here's the real question. Is DC willing to make the Absolute Universe their core canon universe? Because that's no, I don't think they do either. But if they're not willing to do that, like, people are eventually going to have to, well, I mean, I don't know, will they discontinue Absolute? Eventually they will. Everything gets discontinued now.
Well, I mean, they'd be stupid to do it anytime soon.
Sure, but do you think Absolute Batman's going to go, 800 issues? You know what I mean?
Oh, no, nothing like that, I don't think.
DC Detective Comics is at issue 1105, right? So, like,
wow.
But my point is, like, if this isn't going to be the new, like, main flagship line of comics for the long term, it's eventually going to go away. Mm-hmm. And then you're just going to be left with, like, lame Flash and lame Green Lantern and lame Green Arrow. And I'm sorry, I'm saying it. I just don't like DC outside of Batman very much. And I think most people agree with me, because year after year, that's what the sales have shown until this past year.
Yeah, a lot. I will say, a lot of this it's almost all, like, how many of these 20 are Batman? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of the top 20 are Batman.
So 80%.
Yeah.
Right? Is that 80? 16 of 20? 5, 6, 5, 0, 3, 8, 80. Yeah. 80%.
I'm just going to agree with whatever you say.
I can math.
Yes.
So 80% of the top 20 are Batman.
It's Batman. Come on. It's clearly Batman's their big draw. And I agree. I love Batman. Who doesn't love Batman?
But I don't love Absolute Batman. I've read a little bit of it, and I don't get it.
I got to say, like, we reviewed it, and we gave it a recommend, so we didn't poop all over it, you know. Our criticisms were very minor and nitpicky. We admit to that. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was a recommend. You know, we recommended people read it.
Here's the question, though. And for me, the answer is no. Have you read any more? I haven't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been following it.
I haven't felt super
I
compelled.
didn't care for their interpretation of the Joker very much.
I did read that one issue. I didn't care for that at all.
So I've been keeping up on it. Yeah, sure. It's an enjoyable read. Absolutely.
Did you see?
I recommend people pick it up.
Did you see their image they just released of the new Poison Ivy? I assume it's Poison Ivy. It's like this weird, like insectoid.
Very weird. Very weird looking. She's got a face like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah. Not into it. Just me.
Very bizarre. Is she like made out of a plant? You know, she seems to be like a plant person.
But she has like weird insecty kind of features.
Hey, okay. You know, like I said, I've been keeping up on it. I've been reading it, and yeah, I recommend people pick it up. It's a fun read. Not my favorite ever, but hey, it's entertaining for sure.
I predict, and I'll ask what's your prediction. I predict DC's going to win 2026 again. I think Marvel's a few years away from getting their poop together.
Oh yeah, like I said, they got to fire everybody to get their act together, or they've got to have some kind of like out of nowhere big smash hit across the board, event or something that happens like this absolute universe. They're trying with their Ultimate line again, and it's failing miserably.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, it's not doing well at all. It's not even coming close to the absolute. They need to get something like that. Maybe they could poach somebody from DC. Maybe they'll do that.
I mean, I have a proposal. Why don't they just hire us? Like Marvel, give us a call. We'll fix your stuff.
Yeah, I'll fix all of Marvel.
We will fix it.
I'll fire everybody.
It seems so easy. I'm tongue in cheek, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I could do it. I feel like it would be super easy to fix.
I'm pretty sure anything me and you could come up with would be better than what they're doing right now.
100%.
Yes.
But anyway, predictions for the future. I think they're going to lose 2026 again because they're just playing catch up.
I think they got nothing.
Yeah, I don't have anything. But 27, 28, and beyond, DC has just historically had a much smaller market share, and it's because they have much worse characters. Yeah. And I think the cream will eventually rise to the top. And my prediction is Marvel will be the market share leader again over the course of the next.
And I mean, we're
few years.
I think we're being really more critical of Marvel because we're Marvel fans, and to see them have fallen so far is incredibly disappointing to us.
Sure. Yeah.
This is ridiculous how far they've fallen. Marvel was easily the big contender of the two. You
might say the big kahuna.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's going to be on the top 20 of next? Will be next year or the year after. I'm not sure exactly. Amazing Spider-Man 1000 will be out sometime in the relatively near future.
Oh yeah, they'll do the legacy numbering on whatever.
Yeah, they'll legacy number it.
Reboot it is.
There'll be 100 variant covers.
They'll be like, all these saps will go out there and line up to buy that garbage.
And that'll be in the top 5, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's going to sell like crazy. But
hey, you want to make a big point in Marvel to send it home? Like what you're doing is wrong. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Because I guarantee you they're going to make a cajillion of them, and they're not going to be worth a damn thing.
Yeah.
Because half of it will be reprints of old stories.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm definitely buying it. But I buy Amazing Spider-Man every month, even though the story's not good right now.
Yeah.
I someday want to have them all. So obviously that's why I'm buying them.
You know what? Vote with your wallet, man.
I can't. I don't want to have to come back and buy them later.
I guarantee you'll be able to go back and buy it like a year later for less than cover price.
You know what's weird? Amazing Spider-Man number 700. You remember when that one came out? Had that red cover with
they had a bunch of covers.
Well, they had a crap load, but like the main A cover with all of the close-ups of the Spider-Man eye.
Yeah, and it formed like this. Yeah,
that book is like still $25-$30. Like you can't just. I mean, you'd probably get lucky and find one in somebody's dollar bin or whatever. But
quick story.
It's a few bucks.
Stan Lee was at MegaCon one year. And I remember my son was about 8 years old. And I thought, you know what? I need to take my son to go meet Stan Lee because he was getting up there in age.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably going to be the last time I'll be able to get my son to meet Stan Lee. I met him several times throughout the years. It's always a fun guy. And I turned out I was right. That was his second to last appearance that he ever made anywhere.
Ever?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You called it.
So yeah, I took my son to meet Stan Lee.
You're sort of like the bringer of death or something. Jeez.
No, he was anybody that had saw him around like that. He asked a year or two, and I'm like, yeah, he's not. I remember being at that sign and thinking, man, this is like elder abuse, man.
Oh, you were telling me the story about how they were like lifting his hand.
They would literally lift his hand up to put it where he needed to sign, and he would sign. And his signatures in that last year are just terrible.
Not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. I think, yeah. Oh man, I felt bad for him. But anyway, yeah, we were there, and I had a blank cover, and I'm there with my son. I'm like, this is going to be my son's book. I want him to, like, if he could write like to Dean, you know, or my son, and have. But they wouldn't let Stan Lee sign it to anybody. They would just have him write his name, because I don't think, honestly, he probably couldn't even write someone else's name. And they said, no, we don't do blank covers, and we don't do personalization. I'm like, ugh, all right, fine. So I'm digging through the comics that I have that I brought with me, and one of them was that Spider-Man 700.
Okay.
And so I got Stan Lee to sign that, and it came back 9.8. That thing's worth like $800.
That's crazy. Was it only Stan Lee on it, or do you?
Yeah, just Stan Lee.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like $800. Well, it's my son's. It's his.
Yeah.
That's his comic. And we got a nice photo. Our photo with us and Stan, and we're like, hey, will you do the web shooter pose? And Stan was really cool. He's like, so we got me, my son.
You got to send me that. I'm going to put it in the video.
Yeah, me, my son, and Stan Lee doing the web shooter pose.
Although I'll black out your son's face if you don't want people to see your kid, but yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, he looks very different.
You wouldn't recognize it. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, this was some time ago.
Yeah. But yeah, point being, issue number 1,000, like it might be
in the
worthless
photo.
in the
No one
future.
dog on me too much. I'm wearing a Flash T-shirt. I'm sorry. We just did a photo op with the guy from one of the guys that played Cisco from the Flash. Super nice guy.
Here's what people.
I didn't have time to change.
This is what you want people to not dog on you on. Is I think back in those days you might have been a few pounds heavier than you are today.
No, I was looking good.
Well, were you?
Yeah, I was looking pretty good.
Okay, well, you be the judge.
Well, my weight, I'm like, I'm like this,
But yeah, I'm up right now, so no shame. But yeah, so Amazing Spider-Man number 700 is still kind of a few bucks. So will Amazing Spider-Man 1000 be like dollar bin trash in a year after it comes out?
I say yes.
Who knows?
And I think they're going to have like 87 variant covers.
Oh, it's gonna be egregious.
Yes, it's going to be insane. And what's fun is to go to like a comic retailer website, and they will often have bundles. Like, the new number one, you can get the new Wolverine number one bundle, and it includes all the variants, and they'll list the number of variants.
Like 12 or 20 or whatever.
Yeah,
this
whatever.
Is gonna be like 90.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see, and what the price of that is. And I just get a nice laugh out of that.
That's not going to include the dealer specific ones, like
like the stretch goals or whatever.
What's the big one in New York? The Midtown.
Midtown. Yeah.
Midtown's going to have their own custom cover, I bet. Right? Like, they do that.
You know what's crazy is Midtown is supposedly this huge comic shop.
Didn't you say you went there?
I went there in New York City, and they had like no back issues.
Was it all just
None.
was it all just pop toys and?
Yeah, it was a ton of like just merch that I didn't want, and like. They had some cool T-shirts. I bought a couple T-shirts, but that's it. They had no back issues. I was stunned. Like, wow.
They have multiple locations, though, don't they? Maybe you went to the wrong store.
Well, I mean, I can't drive all over New York. I found a Midtown that was reasonably close to us. That's the one we went to.
They got subways. You just get on the subway. It's perfectly safe.
Have you been to New York City?
I've never been, and will never go.
Hell no.
But, well, that was probably back in the day when it was a little safer. But yeah, anyway, I guess we could wrap this one up in so much as saying that, Marvel has dropped the ball, so to speak.
Yeah, they've been dropping the ball and they're kicking it down the street trying to pick it up.
Every time. It's like a football game when the big fat guy's trying to get the ball and he keeps kicking it.
Yeah, it keeps like slipping out of his finger. That's Marvel. That's what Marvel's doing.
But I'm going to predict again, I think they're going to recover. I think they're going to get back the market share that they previously have
eventually
enjoyed.
Someone's going to wise up.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of work.
Somebody's going to get in and has actually some decent ideas. I don't know where they're going to get them from.
I mean, I'm offering. You can pay me the same crappy wages you pay everybody else.
Oh no, you're paying me a lot more. You're paying me a lot more. You want my good ideas? You can pay me a lot more.
I would just out of pure altruism, I would try just because I love Marvel. I love the characters, but yeah. All right, well. So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Is Marvel cooked? Is Marvel going to recover? Is Marvel going to get back to that
or are you one
majority?
Of these delusional people that think, oh no, Marvel's doing the best they've ever been?
Oh, does anyone think that? Is that
There are some delusional people out there that are like that. No, Marvel's doing that. Your numbers are meaningless.
No,
your facts lie.
Nobody has that take, do they?
I'm sure someone will.
All right, if you have that take,
check out the comment section. The crazies are going to pop out.
But no, and if you're a DC fan and you're offended that I don't like what they're doing right now, I'm sorry. I don't like the Absolute stuff, really. It's not for me. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for you guys that enjoy it. But for me, pass. But, I'm just one man with one opinion. But yeah.
Well, you know what? You're allowed to like what you like and not like what you don't like.
I mean, I like the Ninja Turtles and you don't. That's okay. We can still be friends.
I don't hate the Turtles. It's just not for me. That's how it is.
All right. Well, as always, thanks for tuning in and watching. We appreciate it. And don't forget about the giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine, whole mini series. I'm not going to pull them all up again. You already saw them. Find the video that announces the giveaway. Go there, leave a comment. It's the only way you can win. Have notifications turned on because I'm going to reply to one of those comments. All the instructions are in the video. Just watch the video. But you want to know if I reply to you saying you won, so get a hold of me.
It's coming up.
Very soon. My goal was to have 10,000 before we went to MegaCon. It's going to be close, but I think we're going to squeak under, and then when we get back, it'll hit 10K. So probably my guess is like end of March into April.
Yeah. And we are going to MegaCon this year.
Hopefully, we'll get a bunch of cool footage. We should do like a pre-MegaCon video where we like just talk about what our plans are and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's another video for another time. As always. Keep collecting comics. Keep supporting your local comic book store if you have one. Keep watching our videos. Hit that like and subscribe button. And until the next one, bye now.
Bye.